Those who can't do, teach. This is something that I heard once when I was in college, and I asked myself, what does that even mean? Does that mean that teachers are incapable? Is teaching an easy job? Are teachers not doers? My name is Sydnee Leathers. I'm a second grade teacher, and I can assure you that I am a doer. I have done plenty of things in my life. I have done 16 hours of labor. I've done 4 years of college, late night study sessions. I have done vacations, relationships, therapy. I've done a lot of different things, but the hardest thing that I had to do is teach. My first year of teaching, I thought I would have it all figured out. I thought that I would come in and take the world by storm. But it wasn't long before I realized I had no idea what I signed up for. My expectation versus reality was unmatched. In fact, the expectation of myself was greater than what I thought I was capable of. But I got it done. My first year of teaching was a pivotal point in my life because it was when the real world started for myself, and also when my concept of self-care began to disappear. Before the pandemic, about 24 to 25 students, maybe more, maybe less, can be found in an average sized classroom. You can have students with disabilities. You can have homeless students. You can have students with exceptional behavior, students with extreme behavior. You can have students with great parent involvement. And you can have students who just need a little extra help. And with those students, you will find a doer trying to work through it all, trying to create a safe space for their students, trying to give them an opportunity to learn, trying to combat testing. Back in March, I had no idea that we would be in the situation that we're in. None of us did. All I can think about is a time where one of my students came up to me and she said, Miss Leathers, the virus is coming. I had no idea what to respond, so I just told her, everything will be okay. Just to relax, it will be fine. I did see media coverage of China combating the virus, but what do you say? So I told her to relax and it will be okay. Later that week, school was shut down. All I could think about was how I told this little girl that everything was going to be okay. In all actuality, it wasn't. This is kind of like how we do our teachers. We tell them everything's going to be okay despite what's going on with your personal life. Despite all that you have to do, it will be okay. Just get the job done. Then you have people who say, but you guys get the summers off. Yes, we do. But the summers are for recovery. The summers are for us spending time undoing all that we have been doing for the last 9 months. It's time for us to focus on ourselves after we have been neglecting us for the last 9 months. This summer was different. It was not like any other summer. We didn't have time to really focus on ourselves because we were spending time worrying if we were going to catch COVID, worrying about our family members, and arguing about basic human rights. For me, the anxiety I felt was overwhelming. It was a lot because I seen people who look like me and people who look like my students getting murdered in the streets. Not too long after that, I had to start readjusting and thinking about, are we going back to school? What are we going to do? So our summers are for us, but there's very little time spent focusing on ourselves. 61% of educators say that they find work almost always or often stressful. When we went back working from home, our expectations only increased. Not only did we have to focus on everything that we knew before, but we had to learn to turn worksheets into Google documents. We had to learn how to locate displaced students because their families have lost their jobs. We had to communicate more than ever before. And as an educator, we got it done. I spent time going to some of my families and donating supplies because that's what I needed to do for me. I wanted them to know that I was there. I wanted them to know that I cared about them. And Not all educators did this, but we all put in extra time and all hands on deck to make sure these babies knew what they needed. If this pandemic hasn't shown us anything, it has shown us that teachers will survive. We will get the job done. We wear so many different hats, and we take on so much with little to think about ourselves. Us teachers, we are the doers of society. We wear so many different hats, and we get the job done. We take care of our children and sometimes put ourselves on the back burner. But at what point will someone start doing for us? Thank you.